Take out your lined paper, skip a line, and write part F. Find part F. I'll read the instructions. Write a paragraph that reports on Mr. James. Begin your paragraph with a sentence that tells the main thing Mr. James did. Then write at least 2 more sentences that tell what he did. I'll read the instructions again. Write a paragraph that reports on Mr. James. Begin your paragraph with a sentence that tells the main thing Mr. James did. Then write at least 2 more sentences that tell what he did. Look at the vocabulary box under the picture. Touch the words as I read them. Fed, stool, teddy bear, spoon, leaned, forward. If you use those words, be sure to spell them correctly. When you write a paragraph, do you start writing at the margin? No. What do you do to the first line? You indent. Skip a line under part F. Make a capital 2 fingers from the margin. Do you indent all lines? No. Where do you start writing the other lines? At the margin. And remember, in a paragraph, you keep writing until you get to the end of the line. You don't start a new line for each sentence. The sentence of your paragraph should tell the main thing Mr. James did. So I'll say that again. The first sentence of your paragraph should tell the main thing Mr. James did. Write a sentence that tells the main thing Mr. James did. Be sure to indent. Do that now. Again, write a sentence telling the main thing Mr. James did. Be sure to indent. Your sentence should look something like this. Mr. James fed his daughter. Now write at least 2 more sentences that tell what Mr. James did. Begin your new sentences with he. Remember, tell what he did, not what he's doing. Again, write 2 more sentences that tell what Mr. James did. Remember, tell what he did, not what he's doing, and begin your sentences with he. You have 3 minutes. Okay, you're going to stop writing. Now, you're going to check your paragraph. Make 4 check boxes under your paragraph. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, check 1 says, does each sentence begin with a capital and end with a period? Read your paragraph. If a sentence doesn't start with a capital and end with a period, fix it up. When you're sure all the sentences begin with a capital and end with a period, put a check in box 1. Check 2 says, does each sentence tell what the person did? Make sure each sentence tells what the person did. Then make a check in box 2. Check 3 says, does each sentence report on what the picture shows? If a sentence doesn't report on what the picture shows, fix it up, then make a check in box 3. Check 4 says, does the first sentence begin with Mr. James, and do the rest of the sentences begin with he? Read over your paragraph again. Fix up any sentences that begin with the wrong word. Then make a check in box 4. When you have finished, have an adult check your work. When your work is checked, you can move on to the next lesson. Again, have an adult check your work, and when your work is checked, you can move on to the next lesson. Once both of these boxes are done, ask for the QR code for the brain break.